When I first came across the concept of healing frequencies, I was skeptical. The idea that sound waves, specific tones, or certain frequencies could have a tangible effect on my physical and emotional health seemed, at best, far-fetched. But at a time when stress seemed to seep into every corner of my life, from work pressures to restless nights, I found myself searching for relief beyond what conventional methods could offer. That's when healing frequencies entered my world, not through scientific journals or academic lectures, but via a friend's recommendation and a chance encounter with a playlist labeled Solfeggio Frequencies for Healing. On a quiet evening, with nothing to lose, I decided to give it a try. I settled into my favorite chair, put on my headphones, and pressed play. The first track pulsed with a gentle, rhythmic sound, an almost hypnotic hum. As the tones washed over me, I felt my breathing slow, my muscles unclench, and my thoughts begin to drift. The sensation was subtle at first, but as the minutes ticked by, I realized that my usual mental chatter had softened into a serene quietude. Over the next few weeks, my curiosity grew. I began to research the origins of healing frequencies, learning about the ancient solfeggio scale, binaural beats, and the promises of 432 Hz and 528 Hz. Each was said to promote different aspects of well-being: relaxation, clarity, emotional balance, even physical healing. Intrigued, I made listening a daily ritual, sometimes just before bed, other times during meditation, and occasionally as background music while I worked. One of the first noticeable changes was in my sleep. For years, I'd struggled with insomnia, tossing and turning, my mind racing long after the lights went out. But with the introduction of healing frequencies, my sleep patterns began to shift. Instead of lying awake, I found myself drifting into slumber more easily. My dreams became more vivid, and I woke feeling genuinely refreshed, a sensation I hadn't experienced in years. But the transformation extended beyond sleep. I noticed a growing sense of calm throughout my days. Stressful situations at work that would normally trigger anxiety seemed more manageable. I responded with patience rather than irritation, and my energy levels remained steady even during hectic afternoons. My relationships, too, benefited. I listened more attentively, communicated more thoughtfully, and felt more connected to the people around me. Curiosity led me deeper into the world of frequencies. I discovered binaural beats, a method involving two slightly different frequencies played in each ear, creating an auditory illusion that the brain interprets as a third tone. Studies suggested binaural beats could aid in focus, relaxation, and even pain relief. I experimented with tracks designed for concentration and soon found that tasks that once felt daunting, writing reports, tackling complicated projects, or learning new skills, became smoother and more enjoyable. It was as though the sounds helped me enter a flow state, where distractions faded and productivity soared. At this point, my skepticism had given way to genuine intrigue. Was it the placebo effect, or was something deeper at play? I wanted to understand the science, so I delved into articles and research papers. While mainstream medicine remains cautious, some studies indicate that sound frequencies can influence brainwave activity, promote relaxation, and reduce stress-related hormones. The resonance of certain tones may stimulate the body's natural healing processes, encouraging physical and emotional balance. Encouraged by these findings, I broadened my practice. With guided meditation tracks using 528 Hz, the love frequency, I noticed an emotional shift. Grudges and resentments that had lingered in the background began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of compassion and forgiveness. It was as if the frequencies unlocked a reservoir of empathy within me, allowing old wounds to heal and new relationships to flourish. Physical health, too, seemed to benefit. I'd long struggled with tension headaches and persistent muscle aches, the kind that linger even after rest. Incorporating healing frequencies into my daily routine brought unexpected relief. While I wouldn't claim it was a miracle cure, The discomfort lessened, and my body felt lighter and more agile. Yoga sessions became more effective, stretching deeper without pain, and post-workout soreness faded faster than before. One particularly memorable experience came during a period of emotional upheaval. Life threw a series of challenges my way: loss, disappointment, and uncertainty. The weight of grief pressed heavily on my heart, and I struggled to find solace. In those moments, healing frequencies offered a gentle refuge. The sounds enveloped me like a cocoon, soothing the ache and calming the storm inside. Tears flowed freely, but rather than feeling overwhelmed, I found release and acceptance. The music didn't erase the pain, but it helped me process it, transforming grief into growth. As my journey continued, I became more intentional with my listening. I learned to select frequencies based on my needs: 396 Hz for liberation from fear, 639 Hz for harmonious relationships, 741 Hz for intuition and clarity. Each frequency carried its own resonance, its own power to guide my mind and body towards balance. The process became a form of self-care, a way to tune into my inner world and nurture it with sound. Friends and family began to notice the changes. They commented on my newfound calm, my ability to cope with stress, and the positive energy I seemed to radiate. Curious, some asked about my secret, and I shared my experience. A few were skeptical, as I once was, but others embraced the practice and found their own transformations. It was gratifying to witness healing frequencies ripple outward, touching the lives of those around me. With time, my relationship to healing frequencies evolved. It became less about seeking specific outcomes and more about cultivating presence. The sounds served as a gentle reminder to slow down, to breathe, and to reconnect with myself. In moments of chaos, a few minutes of listening could restore equilibrium. In times of joy, the frequencies heightened my appreciation, grounding me in gratitude and mindfulness. Reflecting on my journey, I realized that healing frequencies have become more than a tool. They are a companion, a source of comfort and inspiration. The transformation I experienced was not instantaneous, nor was it always dramatic. It unfolded gradually, like the slow unfurling of a flower, each petal revealing a new layer of well-being. The process taught me patience, openness, and trust in the subtle intelligence of sound. Of course, I recognize that healing frequencies may not be a panacea for everyone. Each person's experience is unique, shaped by individual needs, beliefs, and circumstances. For some, the effects may be profound. For others, more modest. But what I've learned is that healing is often found in unexpected places, and sometimes the simplest practices, like listening to a sequence of gentle tones, can spark the most remarkable changes. The journey also brought me a deeper appreciation for the connection between mind, body, and spirit. I began to explore other modalities, breathwork, mindfulness, energy healing, that complemented the effects of sound. Together, they formed a tapestry of wellness, each thread weaving a story of resilience, growth, and transformation. One of the most empowering aspects of healing frequencies is their accessibility. No expensive equipment is required, no lengthy training or travel. All that's needed is an open mind, a quiet space, and a willingness to listen. Whether through headphones, speakers, or even instruments played by hand, the sounds are available to anyone seeking relief, clarity, or inspiration. The world of healing frequencies is vast and varied, encompassing ancient traditions and modern innovations, from the Gregorian chants of medieval monks to the synthesized tones of contemporary musicians. The power of sound to heal has been recognized across cultures and centuries. Today, technology allows us to explore these frequencies with precision, tailoring them to our unique needs and preferences. As I continue to integrate healing frequencies into my life, I remain grateful for the transformation they've inspired. The skepticism I once held has been replaced by wonder at the capacity of sound to soothe, to uplift, and to heal. I still face challenges, as we all do, but I approach them with greater resilience, knowing I have a tool to support me on the journey. If you are considering exploring healing frequencies, my advice is simple. Begin with curiosity. Allow yourself to listen without expectation, to open your mind to the possibility of change. Start with just a few minutes each day and notice how your body and mind respond. Pay attention to shifts in mood, energy, and perspective. Be patient and trust the process. Transformation may not come overnight, but with time and intention, the effects can be profound. Healing frequencies taught me that the path to well-being is not always linear, nor is it always obvious. Sometimes the most powerful changes begin with a single note, a gentle vibration that sets the soul in motion. In sharing my experience, I hope to inspire others to explore the power of sound. Whether you seek relief from stress, deeper sleep, emotional healing, or simply a sense of peace, healing frequencies offer a gentle, accessible path. The journey begins with a single listen, and the possibilities are as limitless as the sounds themselves. Blessings and peace.